Welcome to Fibertown, episode 159. It is the 13th of July, 2016, and here we are on my porch. Let me introduce myself, in case you have forgotten who I am, if you are returning. Thank you for coming back and being patient. It's been a few weeks since I have pressed record. I've missed it. It's just been a lot going on. Everything's okay. But I was about to tell you my name, wasn't I? Emily. Chain of Fools on Ravelry, Fibertown with an RE on Instagram and at fibertown.blogspot.com. You can watch me on iTunes, you can watch me on YouTube, you can watch me on the blog I just mentioned. You can watch me on our Ravelry group. I always embed the video there. It's Fiber Space Town Space Podcast. I am surrounded by wool. I am on my porch. My dog is playing with a toy by herself in the house, but I expect she will be out. She might come and say hello. She's Alice if you haven't met her before. Got my neighbor's house in the background. You've got my grill over here. So I have our massive vegetable and flower garden in front of me, and things are coming in the garden. I live in a multi-generational compound. We like to call it the compound because it makes us sound fancy and important. But my father is an amazing gardener, and he lets me have some of the land. If we didn't live together, I would be much more of a gardener, but as it is, I grow tomatoes and herbs. And we have all sorts of delicious things starting to come out of the garden. We've been eating green beans like nobody's business. Cucumbers are starting, tomatoes are starting. Corn is not quite there yet, but in a week or two maybe. All right, so I wasn't planning on talking about the garden, but I wanted to tell you what is surrounding me. You are most interested in the wool, so let's talk about that. I didn't write show notes. I just have piles of wool to talk about. So hopefully I won't waffle on too much. Okay, first things first. The free along, which was our June knit along. I asked Siri to pick a number. She picked 169. That is A1 Dowen. Feel like you've won before in the past. Like, congratulations. You posted a beautiful cowl. That was the post that was the winner. And you are going to receive a package from me, unless you're going to SSK, in which case I'll bring these to you, of these British yarns from the Woolly Thistle, my friend Claire's shop, no longer on Etsy. She has her own website. It's woollythistle.com. It's woolly with 2 L's. I am currently knitting with both of these wools. This is Tamar, a very special blend of British long wools with Cornish mule, which is a type of wool that's shorter stapled and gives a lot of bounce. I adore knitting with this. I also adore knitting with this. This is the West Yorkshire Signature 4-ply, West Yorkshire Spinners. They have the amazing birds line, and now they have this cocktail line, and this is the passion fruit cocktail. Yay, A1 Dowen, you win these. So get in touch. So for July and August, the word is adventure. I figured we just group the rest of the summer together. I'm having adventures. I hope you all are having adventures. This is the time of the year when a lot of people go away, discover new things, go to new places. So just how does that relate to your crafting? This could also tie in very well to the Shackleton Along, which is an amazing knit along on the Fiber Trek podcast group. Check it out. I need to get serious about mine. I've had some icebergs thrown into the works, so I need to sort of rethink my plan, which is what Ernest Shackleton and his crew pretty much had to deal with the entire time they were trying to explore the Antarctic region. All right, now one other thing. Quilter Caroline sent me so generously. She's so lovely. She sent me one of her latest designs to talk about, and also a coupon code. And I'm going to give that to you right now. But I feel terrible because I think it expires in 2 days. So let me just bring that up on my iPad here. It's, I think, called the Veggie Garden Shawl, and she is doing, here we go. She's doing shawl patterns inspired by, okay, hang on. Yes, it is definitely called the Veggie Garden Shawl. Here we go. Here's the coupon code. It came out the 25th of June, and, you know, she generously has made the coupon code last this long. I have just been not on top of things. I apologize. So, let's see. Yes, it's good till the 15th. The code is Grandad, all caps, GRANDAD, and we'll take the price down to about $4 US. It's a lovely pattern. Hang on, let me show you the picture. Put my water down. How beautiful is that? It's got a lot of different options. You can see you can do more lace, less lace. I love it. It's a crescent-shaped shawl, and yeah. So this is inspired by her granddad's vegetable garden. Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's supposed to look like the lace is reminiscent of the lines of cabbage and carrots. So kind of appropriate. I was talking about the garden. Anyway, this, you have a few more days for the coupon code, but I will be giving a copy of this pattern away at the end of the month if you didn't get it for the coupon and so forth. If you enter the Adventure Along, I'll be giving this pattern away just as a thank you to Quilter Caroline and a sorry for not getting the coupon code out to you guys earlier. Okay, the other prize so far is a lovely offer from H. Nick, who is another designer that I was not aware of. And come on, open up. Okay, now my iPad is... Okay, hang on. I'm going to show you some of her patterns. This is Heidi from Orange County, New York. Her designs are under Heidi Nick. Look at her. She's got amazing sock designs. So, she's offered 3 patterns to give away for the Adventure Along. And I am very excited to discover a new designer. So thank you for putting that out there, Heidi. Yes, Heidi Nick Designs. Look at these socks. Very adventurous socks. So, oh my gosh, look at them. They're beautiful. She has tons of, look at the beads. And it looks like she designs exclusively socks. So you, if you are a winner, will get to pick your choice for the Adventure Along. So that is for July. August will probably be something tangible that doesn't come through the internet. This is also tangible, obviously, but yeah. Oh, you guys. So much to talk about. I don't know where to start, and I'm actually a little bit nervous because when I turned on the computer, it told me there was a virus. But so far it's been behaving well, and the people who deal with viruses are not in the house, which I'm kind of glad about. There have been so many people in my house, and yeah, I'm glad to be alone. So, let's start with Evos. I am wearing one. This is the Ruby Tank. It can also be a dress. It's by Made by Ray. Here it is. And usually I wear this with a pair of linen pants, but I cannot be bothered to put on pants today. I don't plan on leaving the house for a while. So I do have a skirt on. Let me just say that. That did not come out right. Yeah, so this is the Ruby top. It is a little bit tight in the underarms in the back. So the next one I make, I will modify that. So each side has, so you cut out yeah, 4 pieces, so you have this yoke with gathers, which in my case in the front have turned into more like pleats because I'm not the best at doing the gathers. The back looks pretty good, which is typical. I thought I'd do the back first and get the hang of it and then do the front. And, you know, presumably the idea being that the experience of doing the back would make the front gathers go smoother. No. This is out of Cotton and Steel cotton lawn, and it's got these gold metallic bits that I adore, and it's just a plain indigo colored cotton lawn on the top for the yoke. I did the bias binding out of this fabric, and I love how I get this little, I get a few on the armpits too, but you know, it's quite unpredictable, but I love how it looks like a bit of a necklace here. I did not plan that. I don't plan things in sewing. If it works out well, yay. So I really like this. I'm going to make another one this weekend. And I'm going to use a floral voile for the bottom and a chambray, like a dark gray chambray on top. Yeah, that is my first FO. Excuse me. And my second one is the yet unnamed cowl design that I've been working on. And I was on, here it is. This is merino, Pacific Northwest merino, naturally dyed by Kimberly of Shop Teasel, a good friend, and this is the first one I made. She just sent me some just gorgeous naturally dyed merino, just dyed with insects and barks and roots. And then I did this very fluffy lining out of silk cashmere and a slip stitch pattern. Now the second one, she dyed this gorgeous pink gradient, and this is the second one I've knit this twice because I cannot read my own pattern or count. So the cast on for this, it's provisionally cast on, and I'll talk more about this because Kimberly's going to do a kit that people can buy and knit this beautiful, cushy, warm cowl. So, yes, I wrote out the pattern. It's going to be tech edited. But in the meantime, I'm casting on my second one after this. And for some reason, have the number 88 stuck in my head. Now, the cast on has an 8 in it. But it is not 88. In fact, it is quite significantly more than 88. But I cast on 88. And did not realize my mistake until I was halfway done with the interior, and I did use a different lining here. Yeah, I ripped the whole stinking thing out, and since I had already given the rest of the yarn to my friend Sarah. You might have seen me foist that upon her, put her on the spot last time. Sarah is flâneuse. She does the Fiber West podcast with me occasionally. She is knitting a year of Stephen West projects. She's taking a break so she can knit one of these. But I had already given her all of the extra yarn. And I had knit this entire exterior with significantly fewer stitches than it were intended. So when I ripped it out, I had to make the blocks of color like two rows shorter because I didn't have the amount of yarn that I should have. Doesn't mean that won't, and the kits will be more than enough. There may even be enough to knit 2 of these in the kits. But that just means that it's quite a bit shorter than the first one. So let's try them on, shall we? It's a million degrees and humid out here. Here's the first one. Yeah, I need to practice trying these on more. Here's the second. And the lining, I really love. I like the way it looks better. It is fingering, also Abundant Earth and Merino. Oh. Anyway, it's just a little less tall and actually quite like it. This is a pattern that's very easy to play around with in terms of, you could even change up the slip stitch pattern. Of course, you're the boss of your own knitting. You could make it taller, you could make it shorter, you could make it wider. It's very easy to play with the numbers. It's a very fun and fast knit. So look for that later. That is my one FO besides the sewing. So let's talk about works in progress. I have finished, I think you already knew that I had finished one of these socks. This is the West Yorkshire Spinners Cocktail Range 4-ply yarn. I'm on the heel flap of my second sock. Passion Fruit colorway. Adore this. Sarah E. Hepworth and the Woolly Thistle have been very generous with me and the British Yarns. Thank you, ladies. I adore these. I adore them. So that is in this cute little bag. I do not know what that stain is. Adds character to it. So that's getting knit very rarely, I have to say, as are these, which are my Hamilton-inspired sock blank. Oops. Not throwing away my shot. I'm knitting these 2 at a time. Oh my gosh, I washed my hair about a half hour ago and it looks it. Ooh, goodness. Put these down in the middle of a row. Okay, so very pink, very brown speckles. I'm going to knit these longer than I usually do because, or maybe I won't, who knows. These might be for my daughter who is home. She's a Hamilton freak. In fact, I got change yesterday at a restaurant and it was a $10 bill. She's like, "Ooh, let me see," because Hamilton's on the $10 bill. There they are. US 1.5 ChiaoGoo long circular needle. Well, it's not that long. 32-inch I find is a good cord length for doing these for me. Intuit Knit gave me this bag. Isn't it cute? And the final work in progress is The Breathing Space by Vera Valimaki. This has gone surprisingly fast. I had to put it down for a while I tackled reknitting that cowl. Don't be like Emily. Read your pattern and count your stitches. So, The Breathing Space is being knit out of Tamar Linher. This is the Linher colorway. It's a pretty accurate representation of the color. And bam, I just started using the Lammy Toes Bad Egg colorway. And I'm on the fence about the combination. The yarns are vastly, vastly different. Tamar is a woolly wool. It is a 2-ply. It's ideal for color work. I adore knitting it. The hand is amazing. So this is a top-down raglan. And I have put it on 2 needles and tried it on. It fits beautifully. So I have just done, I'm going to reserve judgment till I have a few stripes. But there's the first 2 stripes of the Lammy Toes, which is a lot of fun. But I'm questioning, do I want to wear the sweater that looks like this? It's very contrasty so far, and I don't know that I'm comfortable with that. Anyway, a couple more repeats before I'm not separating for the sleeves yet, so I will make a judgment call before I do that. I kind of feel like there could be ripping back. So, and one other reason I say that is because I was just sitting by the pool yesterday and my brain just went, wait. I had originally thought that I would use a hand-spun gradient as the contrasting color for this sweater. And I'm knitting this on US 4s and 5s, knitting the 4th size in, I think. I don't know what the numbers are in that. But guys, I couldn't find an already spun up skein of yarn that really looked well with it. But this does, doesn't it? Can you imagine that gradiating down? But I have to spin it. This is a loop bump. It's called Organic. It really looks good. It's 4.9 ounces of merino. So this could happen if the Lamy-Toes is not working out for me. But then the sweater will be on hold for a while. So yeah. Look how pretty that is. It looks sheer because I'm holding up to the light, but I'm putting a hand in there. It's just gorgeous. And it makes me happy. Okay. Now there are other things on the needles. I have another pair of socks. I have a shawl design. I have the Pincha shawl, which has not been touched in perhaps a month. I've been doing a lot of spinning and a lot of entertaining. And the spinning and the knitting has kept me sane, let me tell you. So I'm torn between two. I guess I'll show you spinning next, and then acquisitions. And then events too. All right, let's start with this. This is a Hobbledehoy Art Bat. Lemon Drop Martini, 3.7 ounces. Here is the content. Sparkle, organic Polworth, silk, soy silk, bamboo, pulled sari silk, and sari silk threads. I did a very chunky 3-ply. And one of the plies I did include some sari silk, the pulled sari silk threads. I'm not the biggest fan of those usually, but I try to spread them apart and they're pretty tangled, so I have on occasion just cut them apart and sort of slipped them in to the spinning. The other two, I love those white bits right there against the yellow. Look at that. So the color does not even begin to approach what it is in real life. I think it showed, no, it's just gold. It just super gold in real life. And this is only, oh my gosh, how many ounces? I wrote it down in my phone because I've been keeping track of stash yardage on my phone. And I have reached 5K. I have gone a wee bit over 5K. So this was 62 yards of a chunky 3-ply. No idea what it'll be. Maybe woven. It will go in the stash. All right. Spinning from Serenity Farms in Alma, Michigan. I have spun up the, oh gosh, were these? Yes, these were the raw locks. No, these weren't the raw. These were the already prepped fiber bits. So I had them all skeined together, unfortunately. So let me show you individually. Got this gorgeous one, which was a blend of 3 different wools. Now these two are, oh goodness, this one was one of my favorites right here. I spun this one on my Moosey, my Bosworth Moosey spindle. Okay, boom, just gorgeous. Think, let's see, what was the blend here? Corriedale and Coopworth. Okay, I'm Coopworth crazy lately. No wonder this was my favorite. Now these two are 2 little skeins I just skeined together. More gorgeousness. This one has a little bit of color in it and a bit of Angora. And yes, let's see what else. Okay, finished my Rhinebeck 2014 fleece purchase spin. And I got 1,117 yards. out of Opal, who is a Rambouillet Corriedale cross. That's a lot of wool. That is a lot of wool. I have, gosh, I need to make room on my handspun shelf. I've got to weave up some handspun. Show you one up close. So this is it's a chunky. I made chunky yarn, guys. There's still a little hay in this one. Chunky 3-ply. I was inspired by, what's it called? The Ply magazine, the most recent issue of, the theme for that issue was bulky. Hence this. Now there was a pattern in one of the previous Taproot magazines, I think the winter one. I don't remember the name of it. I think it was by Bristol Ivy. And I think this yarn could become that pattern. Let me see if I can find it quickly. So some of my long wool fleeces, my Lincoln and my Gotland, I'm thinking I'm going to try to spin them bulky as well, which could be craziness. I don't know, because they want to spin so fine, but I'm going to play around with some techniques that I read about in that issue to see if I can get a bulkier spin. Just because I'm not interested in knitting lace weight things. I don't know if it will be on Ravelry yet, just because it was in probably exclusive to the magazine. I don't know for how long. Let's see if it's here. She's got some beautiful, beautiful sweaters. Does not look like it. So yeah, Bristol Ivy. It was in Taproot. It's got a funnel neck, a garter stitch funnel neck, which is very, very cute. Very simple, I think. Rest of the sweater. So that is a lot of the spinning I've been doing, was that. So I've started, since I finished a fleece, I started processing, well, I started washing and sampling my Coopworth Cross fleece. Here's one basket of washed locks. I have a second one just as big, and I'm not finished washing the fleece yet. I have probably this much left, another, like a third basket's worth. It was a big fleece, and I didn't bring out the specifications. I should have. So it has, you know, as all fleeces do, varying types of locks within it. So this is pretty typical of one lock. But it also has these more very BFL-ish locks. This is very similar to what a BFL lock looks like in real life. Blueface Leicester, a British breed, British long wool. This very skinny lock with not super, not like a short wool, like a merino fine wool crimp, but sort of more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got great bounce. Hectic. I don't know if it's even hectic. Does that look like hectic crimp to you? It looks hectic to me. So we've got this more like sedate crimp here, and then hectic. This is from the same fleece. Super enjoying this. It's just processing up like a dream. Here's a mini bat. Just took off my drum carder. And then I spun a 3-ply. I did this chain ply just because it was just a little bit on a bobbin. And I cannot wait to start sampling. It's soft, it's strong yet spongy. There's a very minimal halo. Cannot wait. I think this is going to make a magnificent sweater. Plus it's this gray-brown color. And it smells good. So that's what's going on spinning right now. So this is Not next in line to be completely spun though. I've got some other spins, big spins I need to do first. Well, that's it for spinning. Let's talk acquisitions, shall we? There was a podcaster swap, and I was super lucky to be, excuse me, paired up with the spicy homemaker, Melissa. She is an organizer of all fun community things that are woolly. She just, that's sort of how I think of her. She is a community organizer. Anyway, so one of her latest things is she put together a second podcaster swap. I did participate in the first one as well. It was so much fun. I got I swapped with Halcyon Christine, and this one was with Melissa herself, the organizer of the thing. And I was very flattered because she picked me as the organizer. Oh, hi! You want to come see me? Did you hear the plastic bag rattling and think that it was food for you? Did you think maybe it was some sort of yumminess? This is Alice. She came to say hi. Oh, she's pretty put out because she thought after breakfast she'd go for a walk, but she did not because Mama needs to podcast. She's a good girl. She's 4. And after this visit, my in-laws were in town for 2 weeks, and she did not know what to think with these strangers in the house. She'd met them once before, but she's now got little gray hairs, can't see them here, above each eyebrow, or in each eyebrow. She's a good, oh, you're touching my mouse. Don't touch my mouse. Can I get down? This is what brought her to the table. You want to sit here? You're welcome to. Okay, so Melissa sent me an amazing package that made my heart sing, and lots and lots and lots of goodies, including a pound of amazing coffee and lots of teas and some Pockies, which were consumed by my children. All sorts of goodies like washi tape and note paper and sticky notes, and it was an amazing package. So I'm just going to show you a few things. And the first one is this. This is a braided fiber from Victoria House Fibers. I'm going to hide my face because that's a freaky face. But it's the face I make when I see things like this. Oh, there was soap in there, and it smells like the soap. So, it's just gorgeous. VictoriaHouseFibers.com. And this is a blend. This is the Nebula colorway. Ooh, I hear the Star Trek theme. And it's gray merino and Tessa silk, 75-25. Wow. Beautiful. Yeah. That actually would look good spun up and put into my breathing space as well. And then she made this quite brilliant little original pattern. So part of the swap is mini skeins, and so she was mulling that over and came up with a mini blanket, you know, like a Cozy Memories blanket. Cozy Memories. She made it into a little ornament because it was supposed to be like a Christmas in July ornament swap. Held up by some adorable I-cord. So it's like a little mini skein, a mini cozy, mitered, okay, I can't say the thing, cozy thing. Mitered sock yarn blanket. Put into a different form. Adorable. This is hanging in my craft room. It's going to go right back with all the other little ornaments that have been sent to me by friends. So, thank you, Melissa. I'm going to do any swap that she's in charge of. Lovely stuff. And she does a lot of great things on her podcast. So check it out, The Spicy Homemaker. And she's a lot of fun. All right. Yeah. I got some Felici. because there were a few things I could not resist. You know, it's silly because I've yet to knit with Felici, but I do keep buying it. So this time I got the dark side, the rainbow with the dark stripe, because that's awesome. I also purchased Beyond the Wall, because how could I not? Big Game of Thrones fan. And yeah, next season I think it's going to be White Walkers, big battles, creepy stuff. So, Beyond the Wall. And I think I'm going to knit either this or, no, actually this is going to be socks for my husband. But I have the Baker Street colorway. I just threw it on the ground. And I think that's going to be a baby vertebrae for a friend's baby. Because I love making baby sweaters out of striped yarn, and this seems perfect. So, my mother-in-law, she actually purchased the fabric for this for me. She also we went to Fiberspace. Oh, I forgot to bring the mug. Oh, you'll see it. You'll see it at some point because I love it. It's a Debbie Bliss mug, and they sell out. Whenever Fiberspace gets them, they sell out pretty quickly. But it's a Debbie Bliss mug. It's very light china, lightweight, which is such a feels so different from the Jenny the Potter mugs. But it has different stitches displayed on the exterior. And then on the interior, it has the directions for, say, moss stitch or stockinette stitch or seed stitch, I think. I got the garter stitch one because all it says is knit to end. And if I were to get a tattoo, I think that would be a good one, don't you? I don't know that I'll ever get a tattoo, but I have thought about it. And I'm sorry, I'm looking for my iPad. Knit to end seems like a good plan, doesn't it? Knit to the end. Philosophically speaking. I wanted to show you the intended pattern for the yarn that my mother-in-law also bought me. This is Freya lace weight. I plan to hold them double. And, oh, here we go. For this cowl, rarely do I buy the same exact yarn, let alone the same exact colorway, in which a pattern is published. But I saw this one at Fiberspace. I had seen it before. My mother-in-law was buying. It's this one by Olga Baraya Kefelian. Olga Jazzy. It's the Hay Snood. It's amazing in real life. So I plan to hold these double and knit that. I don't know when, but that's the plan. So my mother-in-law also purchased me this. The Willow Tank. I saw this in real life at Finch Sewing Studio in an adorable fabric that I'm waiting for it to come back in stock because it's that adorable. Very classy and wearable too. Okay, so the Highland Handmaids. Spoiler alert, here it comes. This is the July one. It's a Shetland, 4 ounces, and this is the Shoe Bill colorway. It's very dusty blues, a couple of greens, and a little bit of purplies. It's a Shetland. It would spin up into a lovely shawl spin. So that's going in my stash. I don't know that I'll get to this one immediately. But lovely as always. And that's going to be the first one this year that I haven't spun immediately, just because I have potentially that loop bump to spin. If I didn't have that, that would go on my wheel. So, all right, one last source of acquisitions to show you guys. Oh my gosh. Andre Sue Knits, who has the Andre Sue Knits podcast, the Andre Sue Knits Etsy store. She's amazing. She's crafting gold. So she has been doing the sock blanks on Etsy, and they slay me every time I see them on Instagram. They absolutely slay me. There is not one I wouldn't want. So we did a swap. And I also bought one on the update, which, can I say, was such a rush. I rarely do those super high pressure updates, but when they work out for me, oh, there's nothing quite like it. She and I sent her some handspun, and she sent me this. Yeah. Yeah, you guys. Huh. Calaveras. Sugar skulls. It's gonna knit up amazingly. I cannot wait. And I know Silly Fruit got one and she could not bring herself to knit it. She seamed it into a cowl. Which is also a great idea. Alright, so the one I scored on the update, I scored it so fast I didn't realize it was sparkly. It's alright. I'm just going to let the cicada talk about this one for me. It's hot and humid, hence lots of cicada noise. The birds have been quiet for a while. They've done their morning singing and they're like, dude, it's hot. We're going to have a sip of water and have a nap. And then she's got a Boston Terrier one out. She also sent me this. Yeah. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Superwash merino nylon. 460 yards. My stash loves it. Plus adorable stitch markers, handmade, to go with the sugar skulls. I don't know if you can see them, but they're tiny wee skeletons. Holy moly. That's it. Now, I'm headed to Nashville a week from today. And starting to make some plans. I'm headed down 5 a.m. next Wednesday, and I have 0 things that will earn me tickets. I have not knit a charity hat. I have not participated in the knit-alongs because I didn't think I was going until quite recently. That's okay. But I may be probably doing a breakout session on supported spindling. And I'm a little nervous about that because more people than I thought would sign up have expressed interest. But I'll bring some poonies that I have, and I'll bring my spindles in case they don't have one. And I'll just be like, here's how I do it. It's gonna be very low key. And then hopefully help people. I've helped a few people supported spindle, and one of them got it right away. So hopefully that will happen for everyone. I'm taking a class with Maggie Casey. I'm very excited. And it's about managing color and spinning, I think. I should know that. And then I'm taking a class with Romy Hill. And she has given us some homework to knit lace swatches with mistakes in them because the class is about doing lace surgery. So I've already pulled my swatch out because I already made mistakes in my mistake swatch. Yeah, we'll just pull it back to the garter. It's a bit of a letdown, but that will go back on the needle soon. What else am I thinking about? Things to bring for the try it on room, because you do get points if you bring things, or you get tickets for the door prizes. Looking forward to the tasting room. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. I'm hoping to go to a place called Craft South while I'm there. It's a store run by Anna Maria Horner, who is a fabric designer. What else? I'm looking forward to seeing Vanderbilt, which is the campus upon which we are staying, and it should be amazing. I'm looking forward to getting away. having my adventure, my fibery adventure. And I hope you all are thinking about your fibery adventures as well, and post about them in the thread on the Rav group. Chatter is fine, chatter is encouraged. Yeah, all the rules are there. So, I think that's it for now. I don't know if I'll see you again before Nashville, but if I do not see you again, you all take care.